It's divided, and it's not a fair playing ground for everybody. It's not.
That's right.
Because I mean, it's just not. This is the reality that we live in, and it's like for a lot of us, what I mean. Like I know growing up, for me and my peers, it's like you send your kid to school, and you push them for 12 years, and you tell them to graduate. Get that diploma. Every parent is trying to instill it in their kid's head, so that if they get that diploma, the next step is college, right? I mean, these are steps in society. The degrees of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. So it's already set up, and it's like you go to college and you get that degree, and then your society's supposed to embrace you and give you an opportunity to set a platform so that you can move forward. But when you got so many people that's been curtailed from that opportunity, you're going to witness some of the things that we witnessed. You know what I mean? And it's sad that it's like that, and it's like Brandon said, we have to take responsibility and accountability for anything that we do. Because, for one, we are already behind. So for those that know better, they supposed to do better, right? Those that don't know, like what y'all was saying, if they don't know and they not aware of it, they don't know what to change. But those that do know, those that do know better, supposed to do better. And I think that sets the platform for those that come behind them. Because I think it's a lot. I knew when President Barack Obama got in office, when he first got in office, his first 4 years, he said,
"Hope and change."
He said, yeah, he said he went to all those colleges, a lot of predominantly black colleges, right? And he said he looked at they graduating in numbers, with all type of degrees, like to place them in with the elite, quote unquote. He said, but when he got in office and started going to meetings and lunches, he was like, where are they? Where they at? Like, these colleges are kicking them out. They're graduating with degrees, with honors. But when you get to that highest level, you don't even see them. So that tells us that this is something that's already designed. It's already designed so that we can't rise above that next level. So I would say, especially dealing with our people, man, the worst thing that we do is really beat each other down. And we say this every Tuesday on the show. We beat each other down. And sometimes, I was listening to this guy speak. I think you sent it to me, man. Was talking about that pure heart. Yeah, man, that pure heart. And it was interesting, though, bro. It was very interesting because that brother was explaining what a pure heart was. He was like, you take a gangbanger or a drug dealer, and he's trying to tell a kid that's on the street that he feel like is on the street. And this is how they live. This is how he's going to live. He's going to try to give him the best information that he can to survive on the streets. And that is a pure heart because his intentions is in the right place. Now, is that could it have made a different choice? Of course. But we also know, too, a lot of those choices are limited. They're limited, and we kind of like lured into this life of what we see now, man, like embellishing just on everything. And it's sad. It's sad. Right? So you got to be prepared out here, man.
Yeah, well, you talked about fear earlier. Fear. Another one is false evidence, appearing real, right? So what happens is that, we get caught up in the sense of what might not be, what maybe is, or you say, the situations and the circumstances that's put in front of us. The thing about it is that, man, we have to be creators. We have to start being leaders and not followers. We have to be able to start, again, I always say this, if we build more leaders and make more leaders, whenever other ones start falling off or start getting picked off or whatever the case may be, another one just rise up. That's why it takes so long for the revolution. That's why it takes progress so long, because now you're looking for a person to help you, and then when that person is here no longer, then what you do? Right? There's no other plan. There's a lot of meeting. There's a lot of strategizing. But then what about the execution? Right? What about the execution of it all? Man, when you're talking about the garden thing with Adam and stuff like that, right? With the fall of Adam, right, Brandon? I've read a lot of different manuscripts, right, and was looking for it. And I don't know, maybe you know, or maybe you know about it. I always ask, where was Adam at when the serpent was talking to his old lady, right, giving us this bad information? Where was he at, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, was he out naming stuff? Was he chilling? Was he asleep? I mean, where was Adam? Right? Because we hear about the fall and the result of what happened, but then where was it? Right? Because God said he came in the garden looking for him, right? So they was together then, but so they couldn't have been together if the story said, you know, she was by herself. Right, because he had to walk up, right? Eat this, take this. I don't know. I just asked that question though, man. So basically saying that we have to be able to take a stand. You know, we have to take that role and that leadership role. You know, for community, for our brother, for our sister. When we see something, you know, when we see someone falling, you know, we come to them in love. You know, from the street level again, straight from the street, because that's where you're gonna fall, right? Unless the street is a paved road, you fall on the dirt, right? You know what I'm saying? So it'd be kind of straight from the dirt if we're doing it in the country, right?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So we grab them from that level, though, man. What you about to say?
I want to say something to that, like you said, you know, and there's a lot of symbolism, and it's just, you know, my studies, like you said, you know, everybody going to get something different out the stories. But like you're saying, what was he? And that's a great point. And because we talking about this fall, and we talking about this rising.
Right.
And we see that as a family, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times, we mentioned this before, how the government has not allowed us even to discipline our children, and they're taking the man out the house if the woman is getting some kind of supplemental income. So this is a part of that fall, too, because when we don't have that head there, and it's going back to the garden, like we were saying, oh, Adam, where are you? Even though, you know, they said in the Bible about the serpent, which to me is symbolic, not so much as a physical snake, but a snake moves by skin, it moves by feeling. So, you know, it was appealing to the desires. You know, that's why when you get it to later on into Revelation, they turn it to a dragon. Me and Vincent, we talked about this before. So this is more of a symbolism of this evil growing, so to speak. So anyway, and you have this situation where even though they say in the Bible that, you know, the snake went to Eve, but God still charged Adam with it. Why? Because Adam... You see what I'm saying? So that's going back to what you were saying. And when you talk about asleep, you don't know if he was asleep or whatever. He was sleeping literally. If that was the case, you know what I mean? So that means you're slipping, right? So this is why I'm saying this, and this is what's happening to us today. So we seeing our sisters, you know, the family has been broken up.
Slipping.
And it's going back to even slavery.
Can't get
so
up.
This is why it's falling. Because, like that DMX, right?
you know.
Right, man, you know, we on this, man.
I already know.
This is why we falling. I'll never forget, bro, I read this story. It had this little boy, he had a map. And on the front of the map, there was a picture of the world. And on the back of the map, it had a picture of a man. And he was trying to put the pieces together. It's like a puzzle with the world. And he was having difficulty. He was talking to his father. His father said, flip it over. And he helped him put the man together. He said, you put the man together, then you'll have the world together. So it was just a strong lesson to him. You know what I mean? So when we are not, then we getting pushed out these nests. Let's keep it real. We getting pushed out these nests, just like in slavery. We don't got no help. Nobody ain't taught us nothing. And so what are we going to build from there? You know, you're not going to soar high if you don't know who you are. So this is what's happening. This is a breakdown, bro. This is a breakdown. The breakdown of the family unit. Until we get that together, then, you know, you can see why the society is falling. It's falling. It's falling.
I feel you. I feel you there. There's a breakdown, but also with Think About It Radio and Straight from the Streets, it's going to be a breakthrough. Can you dig it?
That's right. Already. That's what we talk about, too, a breakthrough. And Malcolm X said, I'm going to make this last point, but Malcolm X said, if you want to know how far society has come, look at the women. He don't say look at the men.
Look at the women.
He say look at the women. Because, see, the women is going to tell you where the society is at. So this is food for thought. Look at our women, bro.
So that's just like, okay, even on a smaller scale, right? In a relationship, right? You can just walk by a couple and don't even know that couple. She ain't happy. You just tell by the demeanor, you know, just by the action, like just tolerating that dude. You know, so it does show. It shows, man.
That's right.
It shows.
That's
you know,
because we got to honor our women. So we got to honor our women because women are the first teachers. This is why this statement is so powerful. So if the women are not teaching, you know what I mean? Because the men ain't gonna always be there. We, you know, in the past we've been hunter-gatherers. A lot of us feel like that. But it's more women that, you know, probably won't work and the brother go get it, you know? That's just how it goes. Well, we got a lot of it now. You know, we know these stories too. But a lot of it, the women are the teachers. They are the first nurturers. So look at the women, and you will know where the society is at.
Right.
But the strength is in these women.
Right.
So what that tells us, look at our society. So that's why we may be following.
Yeah, no, right. You're right about that, man. Mr. Booker, what'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say what Brandon said, man, the women, because from her womb we descend. Like, you know, the women, they bring light to the earth. You know what I mean? She's the mother.
Right.
And if she is not right, nobody's gonna be right. I mean,
what if God is a woman?
Womb. You know what I mean? We gotta come out. I mean, you know, that's one of those things. This is what I when Brandon first started talking. You know, talking about the father Adam.
Yeah,
that's on a whole nother level of understanding, because it is because, man, but it's got so many people flowed off and they don't even know why they flowed off. But it starts from the beginning. How else are you going to change something if you don't start it, or fix something if you don't fix it from the beginning? See, these things have to become interesting to us instead of just talk. You know, I'm not saying us, but I'm saying, you know, in places that teach, because you can't leave people thinking a lot of this stuff is not allegorical, that it's actual it's literal like knowledge. Snakes don't talk, you know. Mm-hmm. But if you're not teaching this, you're transfixing the mind of your congregation. They'll never be able to go beyond that. Mm-hmm. Now, I would always say, man, you know, we got to go back to slavery for us African Americans. We got to go back up, because that was our furnace of affliction, right? If we weren't allowed to read, we know they didn't let us go in the schools. What did they use to control us? Because they had to have something, along with the whip. So we have to think about these things and ask ourselves, why do we still hold that to this day? Why do we still hold on what was given to us forcefully to this day? Like, it goes back to some of the segments we talked about back in the 60s. And it is 60 years later, we still asking for the same thing. That's not progress.
I feel you.
It's not progress. It's not no progress there. Like, something has to happen, and it's got to be a dramatic change.
Yeah.
There's got to be some drastic stuff that's going to literally shake people and change how they live. But in order to get up out this Babylon and exit up out this Babylon, that's exactly what we got to do. We got to regurgitate it. You got to give it back. You know, and even you have to, even in a spiritual sense, right? In the Bible, it teaches if you do go into a higher state of existence after you die, right? You're still not going to be the person you were. You know what I mean? You're still not going to be that person. So it has to have a deeper meaning while we're here. And that's what has to be taught. Kind of like the video you sent me, Shelton, with that brother. When it's like, they quick to say what he is, but they're not quick to say, but why? You know, why? Right. That's the question we have to start asking. Yes, sir.
Right, and then you said something, though, man, in reference to, you know, why do you say people still hold on to the way they use religion as far as slavery was concerned and stuff like that? Well, the same reason why it's like, okay, have you seen a baby, right, that have a blanket, and that baby loves that blanket, right, and just walks around with that blanket until they get to, maybe 3 years old, whatever, right? They say, you know what, you're too old to walk around with that blanket like that, right? That baby would throw a fit. That baby would cry. That baby would be upset at you, right? Because you took away something that made them comfortable. For whatever reason, you don't know why, but they're very comfortable with this particular blanket. It's dirty, it's nasty, it's raggedy, but they love it, right? And then for a while, you give in to that. You just give them the blanket, let them go to sleep, right? So you fall for that because, again, it was comforting. You know what I'm saying? Though, even though it wasn't used the way it was supposed to do, it still was comforting to their way. You know, because think about it, to this day, very docile as a people. We're very religious as a people, but we're very docile, very, very forgiving, very humble, very this. But again, you look at all the numbers where we stand as far as categories when it comes to the wealth, when it comes to credit, when it comes to housing, look at those numbers, right? But we're loving and we kind and we caring. Again, I'm not saying not be that. What I'm simply saying is that